Hey my dear language learners, let's describe this picture in 4 different ways. She is dancing passionately, she loves to dance, dancing is her passion, she is looking like a dancing doll. Now we will analyze the sentence structure of each sentence. In the first sentence, she is dancing passionately, the main verb is dancing. What activity is going on? She is dancing. In the second sentence, she loves to dance. Here, to dance is an adverb. It is telling what she loves. She loves to dance. In sentence 3, dancing is her passion. Dancing is used as a noun, name of an activity. What is her passion? Dancing is her passion. And in sentence 4, she is looking like a dancing doll. Dancing is used as an adjective. It is qualifying the noun doll. How is she looking? She is looking like a dancing doll. Now you see, this one verb dance is used in so many different ways in different sentences. According to its structure and usage, a verb can be finite or non-finite. And that is our today's topic, the captivating word of finite and non-finite verbs. Hello everyone, welcome to RJ Learning Fun. Here, learning is always fun. In our previous video, we have learnt about transitive and intransitive verbs. If you haven't watched that video still, then please do watch it. I will share the link in the description box. And today in this video, we'll learn what are the finite verbs and what are non-finite verbs, how to identify them in a sentence, and how to use them effectively, efficiently, and effortlessly in our communication and writing skill. So without much ado, let's get started. Now look at our first sentence once again. She is dancing passionately. If I change the subject from she to I, then I will have to make changes in is. In place of is, there will be am. I am dancing passionately. Similarly, if I have to make this sentence in past tense, yesterday is there, then in place of is and am, I will have to use was. She was dancing passionately. So the main verb of a sentence that shows agreement with the subject and is marked for tense is called finite verb. And here this is, the be form of verb is the finite verb. Finite verb is like a superstar of a sentence. It is loaded with all the necessary information to make a complete statement. It shows tense, number, and even person. Now this finite verb is telling me that the tense is present tense and the subject is third person singular. And if I change the subject from she to I, then the am finite verb will tell that the subject is first person singular. And if I have to make changes in the tense from present to past, then the am will be changed into was. So finite means bounded or limited. So the verbs that are bounded or limited by their subject or tense are called finite verbs. Now the things are just opposite with non-finite verbs. As the name suggests, non-finite means no change at all. She loves to dance. I love to dance. No change into dance. I loved to dance. No change even if the tense is changed. Dancing is her passion. Dancing is my passion. Dancing is your passion. She is looking like a dancing doll. You are looking like a dancing doll. No change at all. The verbs that do not change their form even when the subject changes or the tense changes are called non-finite verbs. Now imagine this verb as a father verb who has two sons, finite and non-finite. Finite is the most obedient son who can transform his form to match the subject and tense of a sentence. It provides the crucial information about the tense, person and number of the subject. Whereas non-finite is the naughty but intriguing sibling of the finite verb. It has the versatility and ability to function as the complements, modifiers or verb phrase in a sentence. It comes in 3 flavors: infinitives, gerunds and participles. First one is infinitives, and infinitive is also called the to verb. So to plus first form of verb because it is commonly found in the form of to plus finite verb. Examples: I want to go there right now. Here I want. Want is the finite verb and this to go is to infinitive. The children are eager to learn swimming. The play is about to begin. To forgive is divine. This is also to infinitive, to plus first form of verb. When we use the infinitive without to, so this infinitive can also be used without to and it is called bare infinitive. When should we not use to with first form of verb? After the verbs of perception like let, make, feel, hear, see, watch and bid. For example, I watched him cry like a baby. Not I watched him to cry like a baby. I watched him cry like a baby. Mary heard the bird sing. Not Mary heard the bird to sing. So this heard is finite verb and sing is infinitive, bare infinitive. We should not use to and infinitive after had better, had rather, would rather than or sooner than. For example, you had rather leave this place. Remember, whenever we see had, we think that it is past perfect and we use the third form of verb. But if you have had rather, then you should use the first form of verb. You had rather leave this place. It's giving advice. It's good for you if you leave this place. I would rather starve than beg. Would rather starve. This starve is first form of verb, bare infinitive. She had better finish her homework. So we use these phrases when we want to show the preferences or give some advice or give some warning. Then we use the phrases like had better, had rather, would rather and rather than. And after these phrases, we use the first form of verb without to. Third situation is we use infinitive with auxiliary verb like must, can, shall, should, will, would. So these are the modal verbs and with modal verbs we use first form of verb. It may rain today, I must study now. We are using just the first form of verb. Gerunds. A gerund is a verbal noun. It is formed from a verb and it does the function of a noun. That is important. It is made using the verb plus ing form, but the function of this should be noun. For example, wrestling is a popular sport across the world. Here this wrestling is gerund. Your bookshelf needs polishing. Your bookshelf needs what? Polishing. So this needs is finite verb and this polishing is gerund or non-finite verb. In these sentences, wrestling and polishing are formed from the verbs wrestle and polish, but they perform the function of a noun. They are partly noun and partly verb. These words are called verbal nouns or gerunds. Now the third one is participles. A participle is a word which is partly a verb and partly an adjective. That's why it is called a verbal adjective. We have just learned that gerunds are called verbal nouns and participles are called verbal adjectives. Gerunds are called verbal nouns and participles are called verbal adjectives. And there are three kinds of participles: present participles, past participles and perfect participles. Here present participles means ing form of the verb, past participle means third form of the verb and perfect participle means having plus third form of verb. We'll learn about it in detail. Present participles. Present participles are formed by adding ing to the verb. They denote an incomplete action or state. The sports teacher was calling for us loudly across the field. The sports teacher was calling. Was is finite verb and this calling is participle. The little boy, thinking it was safe, began to swim. So this thinking is present participle. Now second is past participle. Past participles are formed by adding d, ed, t, en, nen to the verb. So this way we make the third form. We saw the tree laden with apples. Laden is the third form. So we saw the tree laden with apples. This is past participle. The police found the place abandoned. Here found is finite verb and this abandoned is non-finite verb. Perfect participle. Perfect participles are formed by adding having or having been before the past participle form of the verb. Perfect participle denote an action which was completed at some time in the past. The action is completed in the past. Having finished dinner. Having, have plus ing, having finished, third form of the verb. Dinner, my friends and I went out for a park. So first we completed our dinner, then we went for the walk. Having taken permission, Shivi went horse riding. So here this having taken permission is perfect participle, and after taking the permission, Shivi went horse riding. Now that we have learnt both the finite and non-finite verbs, it's essential to understand their roles in the sentence structure by doing some grammar exercises. Now this exercise for you to practice. Identify the finite and non-finite verbs in the sentences and also state whether the non-finite verb is infinitive, participle or gerund. So there are 10 sentences given. First, read the sentences and then find your answers. Bring your notebook and pencil, pause the video, write your answers and then play the video again and check your answers. Now here are the answers. Words highlighted with red color are finite verbs and the words highlighted with blue color are non-finite verbs. And in the brackets are the type of non-finite verbs. As you can see, my mother is fond of drinking tea. Here is finite and drinking is gerund, activity. Cherries are good to eat, to infinitive. I wanted my friend to win the debate competition. To win is to infinitive. Riding a bicycle is quite easy. Here riding is an activity, so it's a verbal noun, gerund. We couldn't stop ourselves from laughing at the joke. Laughing is activity, gerund, verbal noun. The play was fascinating. Here before fascinating was is there, so past continuous. Here fascinating is present participle and was is finite verb. I like reading fairy tales. Here, like what? Reading activity, so this is gerund. We were annoyed. Annoyed is past participle, third form of the verb. At missing the bus. Missing is gerund. It was a surprising revelation. This surprising is present participle. It's an adjective because participle also play the role of verbal adjective. Revelation, noun. What type of revelation? Surprising. So surprising is participle. The learned man laughed at us. Learned, past participle, use as an adjective. Man, what type of man? Learned man. So this learned is participle, laughed at us. Laughed is finite verb. Language adventures are incredible, aren't they? Believe me, my friends, mastering finite and non-finite verbs is like adding colorful brushstroke to your language canvas, allowing you to create masterpieces of expression. So share your newfound knowledge, spread the love for grammar, and remember, my friends, language is like an infinite voyage with no destination. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more grammar goodness. Until next time, take care, happy verbing.